Welcome to Story Grove, where we share screen-free stories for kids without noisy advertisements. We hope you enjoy. In a small village near the riverbanks of ancient Mesopotamia, there lived a boy named Tulo, who wanted to be a great inventor. He made a rope with knots spaced every few hands to help his little sister climb trees. A double-handled jug for watering both sides of a garden row. Even a spoon that could hold honey on one side and sesame seeds on the other, in exactly the right amounts for a very particular type of snack. But Tulo dreamed of making something bigger. Once a year on the harvest moon, the elders of the village held an Invention festival, an event where the smartest thinkers gathered to share ideas that could make life easier. Last time, someone invented a clay whistle that could scare off wild pigs. The time before that, someone figured out how to grind grain faster using flat stones and elbow grease. Tulo had shown up with a four-bladed fan made of reeds and feathers. It had mostly scared people and then caught on fire. But this year would be different. This year he had an idea that could change everything. It came to him one evening as he sat staring at a heavy basket of dates that needed to be carried to the marketplace. The path was long, the basket was lumpy, and the sand was soft enough to swallow your sandals. He scratched a circle in the dirt with a stick. "Round," he murmured. He added a second circle to his drawing. "Rolling," he added. Then he drew a thick rod between them. "Spinning," he shouted. His eyes widened. He leapt to his feet and started pacing. "If I cut two pieces of wood, round like that, and put a rod between them, I could roll things instead of dragging them." He looked around for the materials he needed, but he didn't have any wood to cut in the shapes he needed. It was already dark, and it was late. He was exhausted from his hard day of work in the field. He yawned, feeling the ache in his back from carrying heavy loads all day. He needed to sleep. As he got ready for bed, he grabbed a bit of clay and pressed his drawing into it. A quick sketch, lines and circles, with a few marks to remind him what they meant. He set it on the windowsill to dry overnight. "I'll make it tomorrow," he whispered. "It'll be the best invention they've ever seen." Then he curled up on his mat and fell asleep. At sunrise, trouble arrived, specifically a goat. Her name was Pickle, and she belonged to Tulo's neighbour. Pickle had a passion for eating things she shouldn't. She had nibbled laundry, munched a fishing net, and once devoured 3 sandals in a single afternoon. That morning, she wandered into Tulo's house, sniffed the windowsill, and decided that the clay tablet smelled a lot like date bread. So she ate it. When Tulo woke up, he stretched, yawned, and grinned. "Today's the day," he said. Then he looked at the windowsill, empty. His heart dropped. No. He looked around. No tablet. No drawing. Just a trail of little goat pellets. He ran outside, panicking. His sister was playing with Pickle the goat under a tree. Tulo gasped. Did she eat anything this morning?" His sister nodded cheerfully and replied, "She ate a rock." "Not a rock," Tulo moaned. "A masterpiece." He tried to remember. He really did. He could picture something round, something with sticks. There were lines and spinning and nothing. It was gone. The festival was in 2 days, and he couldn't remember enough about his idea to have any hope of getting it ready in time. For the next 24 hours, Tulo tried everything. He sat with a stick and drew circles in the sand until they turned into spirals. He built a plank with little feet on the bottom, hoping it would walk itself forward. He tried tying reeds together in a loop and rolling it like a hoop, then got hit in the shin. He made a water scoop shaped like a bird's beak. He invented a basket with tiny air holes to keep onions fresh. Everyone in the village liked the onion basket, but nobody thought it was festival-worthy. "What happened to your big invention?" one of the elders asked. "The one I heard you were so excited about." Tulo shrugged. "I forgot it." He felt embarrassed, ashamed. He had been so close. At least he thought he had. Had it all been a dream? Now he was going to be the kid who brought an onion basket to the biggest invention festival of the year. The morning of the festival, Tulo was helping his friend Senu move a heavy clay statue to the village square. The statue was shaped like a water buffalo and weighed as much as 2. "Lift!" Senu grunted. They lifted, they made it a short distance, and then they had to set it down again. "We'll never get it there in time," Tulo groaned. "We need a sled or something," Senu said. They found 2 planks and dragged the statue onto them. Then Tulo got an idea. They rolled a few logs under the planks. They pushed. The statue moved, and it was so much easier. "Hey," Tulo said, "that worked." They moved it again. Suddenly Tulo paused. His eyes locked on the rolling logs. Then he stared at the statue. Then the planks. Then the logs again. "I'll be right back," he called to Senu, leaving him standing there with the statue. He ran the short distance to his house and grabbed a saw. Then he rushed back to Senu, who watched with confusion while Tulo cut the ends off a few of the logs, making 4 round discs. He pounded a hole through the middle of each disc of wood and placed a large round stick through each hole. He then lay a couple of the planks across the 2 sticks. "Help me lift the statue onto this," he said to Senu. They did so, and they both gasped when they pushed the statue and found it rolled even more easily than it had on the logs. "That's it!" Tulo shouted. He and Senu rolled the statue into the village square, where everyone was setting up for the festival. Booths lined both sides of the village square as it came into view. There were reed flutes, a fish trap made from woven grass, a sun-powered bread warmer, and a cloak with secret pockets for smuggling figs. Everyone stopped what they were doing to watch Tulo and Senu push the statue into the centre of the square. There were whispers and gasps, people pointing. Everyone could immediately see the usefulness of such an invention. Tulo stopped in front of the elders. "It moves things," he said, "easier than carrying." He demonstrated by pulling the cart with just one hand. The crowd gasped. One elder leaned forward. "How does it do that?" "The round parts roll," Tulo explained. "The rod in the middle keeps them steady. It's like floating, but on the ground." He demonstrated again. The cart rolled smoothly across the dirt. The elders blinked. Then one of them whispered, This changes everything." The crowd erupted in cheers. Even a baby clapped, a goat bleated. Tulo blushed. His friend Senu shouted out, "What do you call it?" Tulo grinned. "A wheel." By nightfall, everyone wanted one. Farmers asked if they could build bigger versions for grain. The baker asked for a rolling table. A little boy asked if he could sit in it and be pushed around forever. Tulo promised to help them all. And when his sister asked what inspired it, he said, "I had the idea once. I forgot it, but it came back when I needed it most." She hugged him, then whispered, "Next time, write it down somewhere the goat can't reach." Thanks for listening to today's story. We hope you enjoyed it and feel calm and cozy. If you'd like more screen-free, ad-free and wholesome stories, don't forget to follow our channel. Or hop on over to our YouTube channel for even more wholesome screen-free tales. See you next time.